What up? Welcome back to Just Another Sports Betting Podcast. I'm Cody. You can follow me on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. Joined once again by my pal Tommy. And Blake decided to come back. He joined on Monday and he's like, yeah, I'll come back. I can't get out of this. I'm stuck in the game. All right. Welcome, fellas. We got Thursday Night Football to talk about. And Blake, I'm just going to put it out there. I forgot to tag you in the tweet, but you are here, though, so congratulations.
I am in fact here.
Yeah,
And
ready to
we're
roll.
happy for it, because if you weren't here on when we made our Monday night play, we would have never
You're
ever
right.
had Josh Allen first touchdown. So
You're right.
We had Josh Allen, then we didn't have Josh Allen, and then he came through for us. So happy to spark the brainwaves and the meeting of the minds, and we got it through. So
The question for tonight is: will all three of us pick the same team to win and the same total? Because if so, I will purposely go against it. Because that's what we should have done on Monday.
Yeah. Look, I said that the play immediately after we said it was Bills in the over, and then lo and behold. But I think we're okay tonight because I do not have a pick yet on the spread. I would need to hear my guys say words before I do anything. But of course, I do have a total that I already gave out on Monday. So
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it. Let's not waste the people's time. Broncos and Saints, Bo Nix versus Spencer Rattler. We dreamed at times like this, guys. We'll dream about a game like this in like mid-March, perhaps. But when there's no NCAA tournament games going on in March and there's just spring training and that's it, we'll dream about a game like this.
Yeah, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm just so excited for this one.
Yeah. Broncos Saints. Broncos. The spread is Broncos -2.5. Saints home underdogs, and the total last I checked was 36.5. Let's start with the spread. I will go first. Broncos -2.5. I hate taking a road favorite. Tommy, you've been doing this with me for about 2 weeks now, and I think I've said that 1,000 times. I hate taking a road favorite. However, this Saints team, not only do they stink, but they have a ton of injuries going into this game. All right. Alvin Kamara is questionable. He could play. We'll see. So, wait on that one. However, Taysom Hill, doubtful. And I think their offense is significantly better when he is there, just because he's such a lightning rod or X factor, right? But then also Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed are out as of today. So Rattler has less experience than Bo Nix. He threw 2 picks last week. I think the Broncos have a really good defense at the very least. But the Saints are bottom 10 against the pass and the run. And this is a great opportunity for a very young Broncos team with a rookie quarterback to improve to 4-3. It's going to be a tough test because they are on the road. And they're in New Orleans. It's a tough place to play at the Superdome. But I think Bo Nix has made strides, and I don't know what you're going to get out of Spencer Rattler in week 2. So that's why, especially since it's under 3 points, I will take Broncos -2.5.
Sure. Blake, you go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I'll kind of keep the same line of thinking, but I do it a little differently. So a little backdrop to this pick. Back in college, I got super addicted to teasers. If you know me as a gambler, I love teasers. I've never met a teaser that I don't like. So in prime time, this is a perfect spot for me to do that. Now, the thing with teasers, they say the cardinal rule is don't cross 0 because you're giving away a point. I'm going to do it here, though. I'm taking the Broncos +3.5, taken with under 42.5. Comes out to about you're getting 5.5 points on the Broncos, 6.5 on the under there from their original lines. Kind of the same way of thinking. The Broncos are going to be missing Pat Surtain. I think he has a concussion coming into this game.
Yep.
But again, though, the Saints don't have a wide receiver one without him. He wasn't going to be covering Alvin Kamara anyway. So give me the under 42.5. I think the only way that this really loses is if the Broncos create turnovers in the Saints' own zone from Spencer Rattler, and even vice versa too. Bo Nix, they call him Bo Picks for a reason, even though he's played a little better of late. Give me Broncos 3.5. We dodge one of those weird numbers. You can take both of those at minus 106. It's about even money-ish. I'm not going to play either the spread or over-under straight up. Broncos 3.5, under 42.5. Tommy, what do you got?
Yeah, a lot of the money is headed in the Broncos direction right now. And rightfully so. I mean, the line went from 1.5. Now it's minus 2.5. It does kind of look like Broncos. The Saints have lost 4 in a row. They need a 5th one. This is a Sean Payton revenge game, but I don't really know who it's revenging. Like they traded his rights to Denver, correct? He wanted to retire. They didn't want him back. I don't really know if this plays into the role here. Spencer Rattler, yeah, cool. I mean, he was fun to watch as a college quarterback. I don't know anything about him as a pro quarterback. All those injuries, and now Surtain on the Denver side. I mean, I'm just eating up the under at this point. I didn't have a play on the spread. However, with both of you guys going Denver, I feel like just because I don't have a pick, I should fall on my sword for the group and go ahead and just take the Saints because I don't want to screw anybody up. And then if I accidentally win, I accidentally win. So I'll take the Saints. Give me the money line. Screw it.
I would tell you to take the money line at 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah, I'll take the money line. Yeah. 124. 124. Ooh, you can even find 126 on Caesar Sportsbook. So,
I mean, when I first saw the market, when I looked at it today, I kind of wanted to take the Saints just because I think that it's hard to win in New Orleans, right?
It's hard to win in New Orleans, and nobody has tape on Spencer Rattler. So
yeah,
it's not out of the question that something crazy can happen in the Superdome, especially on a Thursday night. We know Thursday nights are just sometimes they go weird. And
right.
Yeah, let's get weird. I'll take the Saints.
Weird. I think the safest play for sure is just the under. You
Yeah,
want to do what Blake did. That's also like a really safe one. I don't like taking doing teasers like putting taking the Broncos and going that direction. If it would have been me, I would have done the Saints and increased their point spread to like what you did, like a 6-pointer or a 5-pointer.
Yeah, you would have probably been able to get that up to 7.5 would have been a good number because you're still staying within the one score. But
that's what I would have done because I think it's going to be close no matter what.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the under is the safe play here because I don't know how many touchdowns. Like if you put the line at 2.5 touchdowns, I think about that and I'm like, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like, God, Thursday night football stinks this week, man.
Thursday night football is just it's always like sometimes we get a really good game and then it ends up being a dud. And sometimes like this is just weird. And I took 37.5. I took our own advice. I put it in on Tuesday when the lines came out. I put the 37.5 in. We're down to 36 in some places. So obvious, and I mean 80+% of the money is going on to the under. So the books are going to be hoping for points. I don't know where they're going to find them with all these guys being out and not playing, and the Surtain not playing for the Broncos is certainly helpful. But even without Surtain, that's a pretty good defense going up against a very young offense and inexperience. So
the only way that I think it goes over is that the Saints defense continues to be ass. Like, and Bo Nix has an incredible primetime performance. And he's certainly good. I think he's been better. He's taken steps growth-wise since week 1. And, you know, I like Cortland Sutton, and they have some decent pieces there. But they just haven't been able to do anything on offense like all season, like as a whole, you know? So everything says that the under really is the safest play. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Cortland Sutton, one of my 2 player props tonight or tomorrow, Cortland Sutton over 45.5 receiving, because like I talked about earlier, the Saints ranked 28th against opposing wide receivers. He's gotten 24% of the targets in the passing game this year. He leads the Broncos in targets with 47. The next closest one has like 24. Okay. He's had at least 4 targets in every game this season. And he's gone over this total 3 of the last 4 games. And finally, the Broncos pass the ball 58% of the snaps. So they pass it significantly more than they run it. Maybe that's why their offense hasn't been good. Maybe they'll switch things up, and that would be very, very, very Sean Payton in some aspects. But
Sure.
I just think that he's going to get some opportunities, and they have to take advantage of this Saints pass defense that's been atrocious. They were Swiss cheese against the Buccaneers this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a couple, one of them that kind of plays right into it. I circled on my chart here, Bo Nix over 30.5 pass attempts.
Wow.
For the same
I have
reason.
that one too.
I had that one. And then also one that I kind of like, as well. I'm looking up the number right now just to be, to make sure I'm super accurate here. Spencer Rattler, first NFL action, probably going to be run happy. He's at 20.5 yards right now. He just breaks like 2 or 3 loose right there. 20.5 doesn't seem too bad. And I assume maybe he does have to kneel down at the end of the game if my money line is in play. But hopefully we're in the 30s by that point, so it doesn't come into play that he's losing yards. So I like him at 20.5 yards on the ground, and then Bo Nix the over 30.5 pass attempts. And that's even money right now at some places.
Okay.
There you go. I'm going to be taking some passing yards as well, but I'm going to go ahead and capitalize on our friend Alvin Kamara. Now, he has a 21% target share. We obviously already talked about the injuries that are going to be coming in this game. On the Saints side, he gets peppered with targets in the passing game. I think the last 3 weeks he's gone 9, 8, and 7 targets in the last 3 games. It's really just going to come down to, can he catch the ball and can he do something with the ball? He's usually involved in the screen game, usually involved in tunnel screens, short routes, but he's quick. He can break tackles. He's a yak monster. Give me over 34.5. As well as that, I'm going to sprinkle a little extra sauce on this one. Alvin Kamara, you can take this also as a straight, plus 10 receptions for plus 635. So if you're looking for a little $5 play, just sprinkle it in there. It's not a matter if he's going to get the targets. It's a matter if he's going to catch the targets.
Mm-hmm.
So something to think about. Don't go blowing your bankroll on something like this. More for fun. Like I said, 100% not financial advice, 100% fun.
If you're coming here for financial advice, you are.
But they should be coming here for fun, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Plus 635 is tough to not have fun with that.
Yeah.
I kind
of like that because I assume Spencer Rattler is going to be looking for the check down a lot, and Kamara, bigger target right there. Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm seeing 4.5 receptions.
Yeah, especially too if you're playing on the belief and on the thought that Denver's going to be up in this game, like I will be. You're going to have garbage time, hopefully on both halves, each 2-minute spot.
Yeah.
This dude can rattle off 3 in a drive. So,
Cody, can you remind me what your first prop was? The receiving yards, correct?
Cortland Sutton, yeah. And
Cortland
my
Sutton.
second player prop was Bo Nix, over 30.5 passing attempts.
Okay.
And the reason that I was gonna take that is because I've taken the last 2 quarterbacks who have played the Saints each of the last 2 weeks, which was Baker Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes, on passing attempts, because the Saints are how do I say this? Again, they are terrible against the pass, and teams are taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
But also the Saints, they rank in the bottom 5 in the NFL in passing attempts against. I think at 28th.
Sure.
So again, because the Saints pass defense is so bad, or has been so bad, teams are taking advantage of it. And also, like I said, the Broncos pass the ball more than they run it. They pass it 58% of the time. So, the last 2 weeks, Mahomes and Baker Mayfield, they almost went over the total in the first half based off how the offenses are ran. So it's weird to think that this Broncos team might be passing the ball a ton, but I understand it considering the Saints pass defense has been so bad, and the teams are trying to take advantage of it, and they have been. So That for me would be my lock of Thursday Night Football is that passing attempts. And unfortunately, I think I saw it on BetMGM at -105, and it's not on FanDuel yet. And I am patiently waiting because I want to put it in a parlay.
Yeah, I was actually just pulling up FanDuel for that no sweat parlay to see what all of these combined would look like for us. But I do have one more prop for us. You boys should know what's coming. It's on BetMGM. Both starting quarterbacks to combine for over 1.5 interceptions. Didn't hit on Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football, but it did hit last time that I believe last Thursday night it did hit. So it's plus 100 on BetMGM for over 1.5. I'm going to be all over that because I just love rooting for interceptions. I think they're fun.
Should I think be based off how we were talking about this game? Like, should we try I feel like maybe the Broncos would be the play here, like anytime special team defense touchdown.
I don't hate that.
You know, it doesn't hurt my feelings to talk about that. Let me see if I can find us where the best odds are for that. But yeah, I do love me some defensive touchdowns for sure. It did not work last week because I had the Steelers and then I had the Bears. Both were unsuccessful. So
yeah.
Shep
in the chat says that he's riding with you on that over 1.5 interceptions.
Hell yeah.
So
let's go.
Shout out to Shep. Okay. Well, my parlay I already made on FanDuel with that same game the same game, no sweat. This is what I did. Okay. I took my Cortland Sutton over 45.5 receiving yards. I did Bo Nix to throw one passing touchdown. And I'm hoping that it's to Cortland Sutton to score, which he's like plus 225 to score a touchdown.
I'm seeing 240 right here.
Okay. Well, again, this is on it. Maybe those odds changed after I made this bet. And then I put the Broncos money line. It comes out to plus 509. For me, it's a $10. The highest amount I can use is $10. So $10 to win 50. Yeah. So that's my same game parlay for this Thursday Night Football game. I guess I'm all over the Broncos.
Yeah. Denver defense also plus 700 anytime touchdown score. So that's a nice little chunk of change.
2,900 for first touchdown.
No,
not just I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
Actually, this game actually just kind of speaks that chaos would happen early.
Yeah. I mean, you put $1 on it, like that's
I don't hate it.
It's $29.
5 wins you 145, 100 wins you 2,900. We were talking Big Macs last weekend. Now we're talking down payments on a car. So
yeah, not this guy. I can tell you that right now. I just put my deposit down for season tickets for 2025. So we are scraping the bottom of the barrel here, boys.
All right. Well, we managed to talk about this game for 20 minutes, and I think that we deserve a round of applause or a pat on the back or something because this game stinks. But I'm still gonna bet it, and I'm still gonna watch it because I'm a degenerate.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Degenerate.
We'll be there.
So. Yeah. I'll follow me on Twitter at Tom of Wrigley. I'm gonna once the Bo Nix passing yards pass attempts comes into play for FanDuel, I'm gonna put that into my same game parlay with the other ones that we did. I think it's a 4-legger. So I'll put the odds when I see them on Twitter. So yeah. Then I'll ride that. So
I think the passing attempts again for Bo Nix is such a lock. And because of that, now you should probably fade it. All right. Me and Tommy will be back tomorrow to talk college football, week 8. I was just on the All Big Ten podcast for All City. And we talked Big Ten bets for this week. So I'm already I got my Big Ten conference set, but now I got to get in the lab for Georgia, Texas, and all the other great games this weekend. So I'm looking forward to talking about that the slate this week tomorrow.
Look forward to my first ever on this show lock of the week. Tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Bet has already been placed. Double units. Lock of the week.
Hell yeah. Let's go. All right. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks for everyone for hanging out. Shep, thank you for hanging out in the chat, my man. Hit that like button on your way out. If you're on YouTube, if you're not on YouTube, come to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and hit that like button. Also, shout out to everyone who subscribed recently. Went over 500 subscribers on
That's
my
incredible.
YouTube channel. And I got an email from YouTube saying, hey, you want to be part of the YouTube partnership program? You can apply now because you hit that total. So
Hell yeah. Good for you, man.
I appreciate all the support from the people. So we couldn't do it without y'all. So again, I appreciate it. See y'all tomorrow, and good luck with your bets, and go Broncos, please.
Saints.